The diagnostic test over here, when you go into the app itself, when you click on the diagnostic test feature, this is going to allow you to enter service mode by pressing this button over here. And when you enter service mode on your mobile device on the Smart HQ Service app, immediately the appliance, the combo unit, will also go into service mode. So there is a key code sequence that you can press, a series of buttons to get into this test mode. But with Smart HQ, when you enter service mode, it puts the unit into service mode for you. And from there, you can scroll down and check your LEDs. You could do an auto test to check the entire functionality of the machine. You could there's all sorts of tests that you can do. The one, of course, we're focusing on right now is the heat pump test, because that's kind of like the most difficult one here. So when you select the heat pump system test, Smart HQ Service is going to direct you to go ahead and manually, from the display over here, select test number 15, which is a heat pump system test, and start it from the machine. The reason why we want you to start this remotely from the phone, we could have made it that way, but we want the tech to be right there. Because this is a heat pump, this is a compressor. Just in case something craps out, God forbid or something, we want you there physically to monitor it, to control it, right? Just pull the plug or whatever it is that you need to do. So once you start the test, you will be able to see all the thermistor values just like you saw on here, but you will also be able to graph them. And this is the beauty of the app, because ultimately the thermistors, they're gonna go in different directions, right? And then in the service manual, if you read it, it does tell you for the dryer to work efficiently, NTC1 has to have a change in temperature of 30 degrees versus NTC2 over the course of X amount of minutes. I don't know about you, but if I'm in the field, I'm not doing math. I'm not there to, I'm not a, mathematician, right? Math is hard, right? It's not that easy. I hated vector analysis, and I always will. That's why I didn't become a physics major. So don't worry about that. This is the one you worry about, the humidity graph. It's going to start high, and eventually, once the clothes are dry, if it's drying properly, you're going to see this thing drop to about, I think, maybe somewhere between 15 and 20, and that's approximately the humidity level that the machine determines the clothes are dry. It's never going to get to zero, because even in the desert, maybe there is no such thing as 0% humidity, right? There's always some humidity in the air, and the sensor is very accurate at detecting it. But essentially, if you run this test and you see the humidity stay at 90% or something, something's up, right? And of course, the app will tell you based on the fault codes what's causing that not to function, right? So again, everything I showed you before, all this madness over here, okay, it's good to know it, right? It's information that you need to have in your mind, right, to understand it. But at the end of the day, all you need to do is run the test on the app, look at the graph. If it drops, it's good to go. And as long as you don't get a fault code. If you get a fault code, then of course you'll know the course of action to take to resolve that issue. All right, so that's kind of how the app will work. Any questions about this? So far, so good?